Okay, perfect. Hello. Hopefully, the stream is working well. Just pop into the chat. Let me know if things are not working properly. Um, I know, I'm kind of notorious for having my stream settings messed up, especially the audio. So, if something's up, let me know. Other than that, I'm just gonna get started with some League of Legends gameplay. For those of you who are tuning in, just to introduce myself, I'm Coach Abby. Mainly an ADC and bot lane player, so that means I'm gonna hang out in the bot lane. I'm really mostly good at giving advice on the bot lane, although if you have any questions about any other lane or position, I'm totally happy to try to help give you what expertise that I can. But yeah, and definitely if you have any questions about maybe advice for what a bot lane player wants to see from their top lane player or from their jungle player even, I'd totally be here for advice for that too. So with that being said, I'm just going to jump right into it. Hopefully get bot lane. Autofill is activated though, so I might get a support role. I doubt I'll get filled into jungle, but we'll see. Hello in the chat. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for who you want to see me play, let me know. I will likely play Caitlyn if no one speaks up, just because I've been having a lot of fun with her recently. And I also just got the new Battle Academy skin, so I have to show that off. But yeah, I like playing Caitlyn. I'm okay with a bot lane last pick, but if someone wanted to switch with me, like our jungle or top, I'd be happy to try to pick their pick for them, just because I feel like it's pretty easy to get a 50-50 bot lane where both ADCs are pretty much equal against each other. I'll ban Kai'Sa. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the patch notes, but she is a really powerful champion, and actually she's my main. So I'll ban her just in case. It looks like Caitlyn's banned. Okay, that's unfortunate, but oh, you want to see me play Kog'Maw? I have never touched Kog'Maw once in my life, but I can give it a try if you want to see me flail around like I'm confused. It's that or Sivir. Sivir's always fun. I've also never played, I have played Tristana, but not a lot. She could be an interesting pick. Maybe I'll go with Kog'Maw though. Let's see. I have to look up some Kog'Maw runes, cause I seriously have never played him. Although, I hear he's fun. Let's see. I already have. Okay, his runes are similar to Caitlyn's on the precision end. Let me see. It's not a champ without Lulu, true. And I do have a Morgana. And they have a Senna, so I don't know. Do you want me to throw this game? I might throw this game if I pick Kog'Maw. But ability power Kog'Maw. We'll see what it shapes up to be. Let me look at the he has a decent win rate. Although let me see his stats against Senna. Actually, looking at something that I use as a coach a lot is U.GG, just because of the stats that it can give you. And it's a really helpful website. And right now it's saying Kog'Maw actually wins against Senna. But we'll see about that. Her range is insane. Late game Kog'Maw is really fun though. Fun to have on your team. Against a Kog'Maw late game is less fun, of course. Their team's shaping up to be pretty interesting. Is it really Nasus ADC? It's looking like it's actually Nasus ADC. And they also don't have teleport. So this is actually really good for me, since I'm playing a character, Kog'Maw, that I don't usually play. Bot lane might not go super well. But because we have the TP advantage with the mid and top lane, if the game starts to go downhill, kills wise, we do have the split push potential. Um, I think we should be good in the early game with Gnosis. Senna might zone us out, but we should be able to poke him down as he's a melee champion. Morgana's always fun to have. She also has a spell shield for me, so I don't get messed up by Senna. Also, I noticed that Senna doesn't have Glacial Augment. And that's usually, I also play Senna occasionally, and Glacial Augment's definitely what I would have gone. It's just a super powerful rune. So I'm glad. I'm not complaining that she didn't go Glacial Augment. Abby's gonna win. I'll try my best to win. I've never played Kog'Maw. I'm channeling my inner Drake. I'm gonna play Kog'Maw for him. We can show him this VOD afterwards. Only Kai'Sa nerf was increased ult cooldown early. Yeah. I love Kai'Sa so much. That's the thing too, that I tell my players when I coach my league team, is that if you do one trick a champion, you're likely to get burnt out on them pretty easily, no matter how much fun you think they are. And that's kind of what happened to me with Kai'Sa, and that's why I started to play Caitlyn more. I just got burnt out, and then when you perform poorly on a champion you consider yourself to main, it gets you more tilted, because you're like, wait, I'm supposed to be good at this champion. Okay, what should I start? I suppose, I'll start with Doran's Blade. I'm not gonna go AP Kog'Maw. I'm just not sure if I could pull that off. Kog'Maw's pretty cute though. He's got some pretty cute skins. I know I've always, as a Kai'Sa player, I always dislike playing against a Kog'Maw because he counters her pretty hard. I've played Kog'Maw I think once in an ARAM, so this will be fun. Me when you have a bad Garen game. Oh yeah. I don't know. You kind of killed it in our show match as Garen. That was pretty cool. Uh-oh. There's a first blood on that other team. Who got it though? Okay, the mid laner got it, so that's too bad for the mid laner. He'll be off to a bad start, but because it wasn't a bot lane, it shouldn't affect us too much. So yeah, I guess this is as much as a learning stream for me as it is for you. Maybe chat can teach me a few things about Kog'Maw. He's such an interesting character in that you don't see Kog'Maw unless it's a Kog'Maw main. So even if you play bot lane for 50 hours a week, you may not know anything about Kog'Maw because of how, rare it is to see him played. Another thing too, that I tell some of my players is sometimes skins really do feel pay to win. And I'm noticing that now as I'm CSing, is that I have a tendency to do better when I CS with skins that have a heavier auto attack sound. For example, the Misfortune Bewitching skin has a super heavy auto attack sound, and I feel like I happen to CS more easily with that skin on than maybe the Arcade skin, which has a softer CSing sound. Okay. Alright. Things are going okay. I am behind on CS, but not by too much. Senna is the poke master, so I am not good on health right now in comparison to Gnosis, but I think we'll be okay. We'll play slow. That's something too. I think I might try to limit test with Kog'Maw since I've never played him, and just, go all out and see exactly how much damage he can do. Okay, we have a question in the chat. Let me get this tower CS real quick, and then I'll get back to you on that, Greg. Okay, it says, "Hey Abby, I got a question. What's the easiest way to build up blue essence to unlock new champions?" The easiest way, honestly, is to just play. And also, there's levels that you get. You get like prizes for leveling up, and you also, I think this is true for League. I know it's true for Apex. You get more XP and level up faster if you're duoing with someone or playing with someone. So if you have a friend who you just want to level up an account with, just play with, you can definitely do that, and that will get you those like gift boxes. And then in the gift boxes, you'll usually get champion shards and or blue essence. Sometimes it gives you keys, and with that you can buy new champions. But yeah, that's the best way to get blue essence, is to just play. Really, I know they have really good deals that you can buy blue essence in packs, but I never recommend anyone buy anything for a video game unless they truly think the video game's like their hobby. Viego's coming in. Okay, so I've never played Kog'Maw, and you can tell in this moment. That team fight was a bit messy. I really had no idea what I was doing. Yes, Coach Drake, you need to teach me how to play Kog'Maw. Bjorn TV came in here and requested the Kog'Maw play, and I was like, that's literally the one bot lane champion I have never played besides an ARAM. Actually, no, yeah, really, it is. Kog'Maw really is the one character that I never played. I've played a little bit of Tristana, a lot of Sivir recently, but I used to never play her either. But that's another thing too, just speaking of like spending money and blue essence and stuff. If video games really are your hobby, I'm all for spending money on them. You see, I know people who scrapbook, who spend hundreds of dollars on scrapbooking, and they get a lot of enjoyment out of it. So if you get lots of enjoyment out of video games, it doesn't hurt to pay a little, especially if it's to get champions that you want to try out, and not just aesthetic things. Oh, come on, Coach Drake, don't be humble. Coach Drake is the best Kog'Maw player. I swear. I'm getting used to his skill set, and his range too. I guess I could be hitting A to like check his range, but if you coach a play versus team, you get League unlocked to try all the champs. Yes, oh, that would be so nice. Although, even if I had all of the champs to play, I'm a person of habit. I'd probably end up playing only the champs that I know. Creatures of habit. I feel like a lot of gamers are creatures of habit, and that's something too that I like to try to break in coaching. It's something that I'm not necessarily a good example of, but something that I try to tell my players. You know, never one trick a champion, especially if it's a champion that can easily be banned, like Morgana. I play a lot of Morgana in ranked, but she's one of the most banned supports in ranked. And I don't want to be trapped and not have anyone to fall back on. A league trial would be nice. I feel like a lot of new players who start playing League maybe learn about it from a friend, and then the friend will play in the bot lane with them because it's the one lane where you get to be with the person and teach them like real closely. And then a lot of new players end up being support players and never get the chance to realize, oh, I actually would love to do jungle, you know, because they're just playing support. That's something I've recently noticed too. I'm a bot lane player, but for some reason, I think I was autofill jungle once and I played a little bit of Lilia, and I was like, wait, this role's actually fun. So essentially, definitely don't get trapped. I feel like too I think it's good that the league tutorial gives you some champions to try out, but I did notice that I tried out Lux. I played Lux in the tutorial, and then when I got into a real game, I only played Lux for about a month straight because she was who I did the tutorial with. You know, um, those things can happen. Oh, Kagwa has a passive. I forgot about that. When I died, I was like, oh, it's not gray screened yet? Why am I? How am I still alive? It says I died. Okay. Something that I like to do when I'm back is to get boots, even if I could buy a damage item. This may just be a me thing, but I also tell my players this sometimes too. Buying boots over a longsword, depending on the matchup, can be better. I feel like damage-wise, especially because I'm poked, I can afford to do boots over a longsword, because I can stay away from Nasus, and I can also run away from him faster with boots if he gets on me with a wither. Lux is a really good champion to start out on. Something that maybe you could encourage your friend to do is try Morgana next. She's just a little bit different, different enough to help you, or help them, I should say, start to get ready for other champions. But she's also similar enough where it's not a completely new foreign champion to you. Like if you play Lux and you want to not try a new champion, I probably wouldn't suggest like Yasuo, you know. Um, okay, I also am not sure what ability to be upping right now. I'm going with the Q just because I'm used to Q being what like Caitlyn ups, what Sivir ups, what Misfortune ups. Go W. Well, now you chime in, Coach Drake. I'll keep that in mind. Once I clear this wave, I'm gonna read what Coach Drake says out loud to the stream if anyone's listening and not reading, because he just had a pro tip for Cog that I could use actually. I may die here. If I stay, I may die. But I'm greedy and I want money. Okay, so Coach Drake says, pro tip for Cog, don't level E until you actually have to, level W then Q. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna, actually I already have a control ward. I could buy two, but I'm gonna hang on to the one that I have in my inventory. We already have this bush warded, and I think that's Morgana's ward. So we're good on that vision front. I might try to plop this in Dragon Pit. Okay, level 14, I'll start leveling up my E. You know, I'm 13 minutes into a game. I'm only 0-1-1 on a champion I've never played before. I'm feeling pretty good. This Morgana is really helping out on keeping them off of me. Then you max E AP Cog. So do you prefer AP Cog or AD Cog then, Coach Drake? See, that's something that kind of ties back to something I said earlier. If Senna had Glacial Augment runes and I had been caught out right there with her auto attacks, um, because it would have slowed me and I would have been able to run away and I would have likely died. So that's one reason why I prefer Glacial Senna when I'm playing her over non-Glacial. You prefer AD Cog? Yeah. Healing, yeah. It's always annoying when you're in the bot lane and the enemy. Oh no. Oh, she missed. I thought for sure I was doomed there. Yeah, but it's annoying when you're in the bot lane and you feel like you've poked out the enemy, like Samira or Cog, um, a lot, and then they go into a bush and they come back out and they have full health again. You're like, how did that happen? I did. I had a friend who played a lot of AP Cog mid, and it almost got me on the Cog train. I was tempted to try it, but he withered me. That's a bit rude. Okay, my other lanes are doing pretty good for themselves, and I'm not feeding, so I think it's a win-win. Look at my CS difference is pretty poor for a melee versus a range, so that's unfortunate. But okay, we have our jungle and mid bot side, so I'm less scared to push now. I gotta say, I like his clear. Kog'Maw's clear is pretty nice. Satisfying, I should say. Oh, that's unfortunate. Morgana got sniped by the Senna ult. She's coming in. So Senna dove us under tower, but I think that's okay. We will be okay. I'm gonna go Kraken Slayer. I'm gonna go Kraken Slayer, I think. Um, I mean, Gale Force is good for the escape. I definitely wouldn't use it to engage at this point. I wonder, yeah, okay, yeah, they're doing the Starving Senna strat, which is always good. You see it a lot, I see it a lot in, my competitive games, if I don't ban Senna. Alright. Dragon is up soon. So far we've gotten most of the dragons, which is good. Oh, are we taking an engage on this Jarvan? I can't tell. No. We're gonna avoid fighting the Jarvan, it looks like. Unfortunately, their whole team was there. That's why it's so important to have vision, especially with ocean dragons. There's so many bushes added to the map you can hide. Here's a question for anyone who plays Kog'Maw. Does Kog'Maw's ult hurt dragons? I don't see enough Kog'Maw in my games to know whether or not he affects dragons. Alright, that went well. We lost dragon, but that was only their first dragon. So it should? Okay. I know, like, Ash Arrow doesn't affect monsters unless it has to, like, hit someone and then it's, like, splash hits monsters or something like that. I also don't play much Ash anymore. I used to play a lot of her. Vigar's going off this game. I'm glad to see it. We have a lot of AP power in him. Otherwise, we are a lot of AD, actually, with our team comp. So I very well could have gone AP Cog. It's always fun as an ADC, and something that I tell my teams, if the ADC, oh, I'm dead. If the ADC is up, and it's kind of a last ditch effort to get an objective, it's always satisfying to steal a dragon with your ultimate ability. It's worth a try, especially like Jinx, Ezreal, Misfortune. Misfortune's a little more dangerous since you have to get so close, but it's worth a shot if it won't stagger you that much. At this point, I wouldn't, like, if Dragon had been up and there had been a fight, and I was the only one alive, I probably wouldn't have tried to take in it just because it would only have been their second dragon. You have to really, a lot of League is risk versus reward. That's why, like, a lot of people, when they are flaming in chat, which, by the way, I have turned off. You should always turn off chat. But if you happen to have chat on, people always say worth in chat, because it's a lot of weighing. Oh, was this worth it? Was my death that had a bounty worth these 3 other deaths, or getting my ADC a kill? Alright, we're just hanging out right now in our jungle, which seems like the wrong thing to be doing. We're heading in the ARAM direction, it appears. So I'm gonna probably head back bot lane to try to get the bot tower. They are kind of chasing into our jungle, which is the reason why we caught that Senna out earlier. And I would say it's okay to chase if you're ahead, but never into the enemy jungle, especially when you don't have the vision for it. Yeah, I'm not gonna chase a Senna. I'm gonna turn around and help. Hopefully the Gnar gets out. I think he does. He had to blow his flash for it. I could have flashed too, I suppose. But I don't think I would have survived that situation. I was sandwiched in between the Kench and the Senna. I think either way, if I had kept chasing the Senna, she was likely to kill me because she's up. She's up on me, items wise. So if I had kept chasing, I probably wouldn't have won. I don't think I have the outplay potential, being new to Kog'Maw. So the best I could have done was made sure the Gnar got out, especially with the Gnar being ahead of me. I'm definitely not worth as much gold. Dragon is up. Alright, we gave it our best shot. It's only their second dragon. I'm gonna head... I'll go mid. It looks like it needs protecting. I think bot lane needs to be pushed out by a top lane at this point. If I go anywhere alone, I think I'm likely to die. Ooh, she does a lot of damage. Let's see, the Veigar should, if we peel for the Veigar, he should be able to scale out, and end up potentially winning us this game. Against Anivia, I'm not sure. 0, 5, and 3. Yeah, this game isn't going so well. However, I mean, if you look at the kills, 22 to 22, that's not bad. I think they have a gold lead on us though. Objectives and minion wise, so I'd be interesting to see how this pans out, especially with how far ahead the Senna has gotten. Maybe I'm tempted to go bot lane and grab that wave and get more money for myself. The only problem is if they start to do Baron, they might need my damage, and since Baron's up, it's kind of forcing me to miss out on solo XP and solo money. Which is really good for them. Yeah, Senna's level 13, I'm only level 11, so I really do need the levels to start catching up. But I risk losing an objective because I don't think my team could do much without me. Not saying that I'm valuable to the team right now, but I do bring damage no matter how far behind I am. And a 5v5 is so much better than a 4v5 anyway. Alright, minion time. Unfortunately, because I'm not in a call with this Veigar, I also have chat off, I can't say, hey, can you let me control this lane? Can you let me control these minions? I need it to catch up. That's something that is why I highly suggest if you're going to play, ranked, don't solo necessarily unless you have chat on, and even then, having chat on can be such a toxic experience in a game like League. So when my players ask, hey, I want to do ranked, how should I go about it? I always, try to find a friend. Not only will that friend kind of relieve the stress, maybe if you mess up or you get caught out, you can laugh with them. You can be like, oops, and you won't be so hard on yourself. But also, it's so much easier when you have the communication going. Lots of flashes there from the enemy team. Vigar might die to the Scorch. He dies to the Senna instead. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, it's so much better to, especially if you're an ADC main. Mid lane can kind of get away, and top lane can get away with soloing, but if you're a support, bot, or jungle, it's usually good to duo with one of those options. A support, because obviously you're in lane together all first half of the game. You can really communicate about if you're diving, if you're trying to pull back, if you're going to go in. Um, or alternatively, if you're duoed with the jungle, you could say, hey, I need a gank. Hey, we have Dragon Prio, because maybe they didn't look at the map, or they had forgotten to look at the map. In a casual game, though, or a norms game, I'm all for just soloing, trying out new champions like I am right now. It's no big deal, win or lose. I'm definitely not going to ask the Viego for any of his buffs this game. I definitely wouldn't be able to do much with them. I just die far too quickly. So his buffs would be a lot better on other champions. Hey, we could totally duo support ADC. That would be a lot of fun. I definitely want to get another Connected Camps show match going and switch up the teams from last time. That's another thing too, just speaking of duos and stuff. It's good if you can get a long-term duo too, someone who you can grow as a player with. Just because you'll start to learn each other's styles. Say you have one player that's particularly into, we got Jarvan's Flash, but particularly into going in. Then you as an ADC might be used to going in because your support always goes in. And ultimately you will shape each other's play styles. Oh, I flashed and it didn't work. We love to see it. Unfortunately, I did a bit of an embarrassing flash there, which happens to the best of us. Where you don't predict the right amount of distance your flash will take you and end up just bumping against the wall. Yeah, Vigar might not make it out. Yeah, the Anivia wall, and then into the stun. Oh, okay, my team is surrendering. Usually, as a coach, I like to say never surrender. I get it's norms, so it's no big deal. But I was warming up for this stream, playing, I think it was Sivir, and I wasn't doing so hot in lane, but our Nasus kept split pushing and we ended up winning. And those things happen in ranked all of the time, where you're down by a lot of gold, but you end up winning because of just circumstances. A lucky kill gets you the win in the end of the game, so I'm definitely down for never surrendering. I'm definitely part of the no FF party. And I try to get my players on board with that too. But that though, I see, Cherry Boba, were you suggesting that you wanted to hop in right now and play? Because I have time for another one. Definitely down to play. Up to you. This time I will try to play a champion that I know and can give a little more advice on. Unless, of course, we have another suggestion. If we had someone else uh, who wanted to suggest a champion, I won't do Cog again. I really let Drake down. Let Drake down for that one. Alright, just gonna get right back into it, I think. Now that I had the lovely coach, Cherry Boba with me, I can hop into our stream team Discord and maybe we can start talking and get the communication going. Alright, but this game I will plan to play perhaps a player that, or a character I should say, that I know more about. Oh, hello Jesse. Everyone, Coach Jesse, Cherry Boba. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for offering to hop in.
Yeah, for sure. Excited to play. I I was watching as that draft unfolded. I was like, oh, Kog'Maw. I think when you brought up the importance of playing with duos in the bot lane, especially, I was like, Kog'Maw is one of the most important, I think, champs that needs a duo. Otherwise, you can really struggle.
Yeah, especially a Lulu is always nice to have.
And it looks like I got filled to jungle, so.
Oh, okay, well, that's okay. Unless you don't want to play jungle. I mean, I'm willing to trade, though. I can't say I'd be very good at it.
I can do this, it's fine. I played a bit of jungle before, swapping between support and this role.
I like jungle a lot. It's hard. I feel like it's one of the more tilting roles, especially because of its importance for objectives. I feel like a lot of people may feel singled out too if they play jungle.
I don't need more enemies.
Which is why I tell my players, go easy on jungle players. It's a hard role to get into, and a lot of people just do it out of necessity because of how mean-spirited some people can be to jungle players. But it's a fun role if you get a good team who's supportive and not, flaming you all the time.
Yeah, I feel like jungle can definitely be like very hit or miss depending on how the rest of the map is playing, but there's also a lot of room for carry potential when you go like, just hyper farmer junglers, right?
I think I'm gonna try to squeeze Caitlyn in since she wasn't banned.
Yeah, I think that I'm leaning towards an AP jungler here with a Zed and Yone in the top side as well.
Ooh, a Varus. I haven't played against a Varus in a while. He's fun to play.
I'm on the case.
I feel like he's pretty neutral to play against. His moveset isn't confusing like a Felios or anything, so should be a fun matchup. Ooh, the Gragas jungle. Yeah, that's good too. We don't really have a tank, so that's a good pick.
Yeah, I'm not sure if ideally I would like to go AP, but now that you mention it, yeah, we could also use the front line.
They only have Volibear. I guess Lissandra can get pretty tanky if they build her a certain way, but I think Zed's gonna have a good time with the Varus Seraphine. Be able to assassinate them pretty quickly.
Yeah, QSS is going to be pretty important on our team as well, unless this Lissandra gets pretty far behind.
Yeah, Seraphine ulti in a team fight is always a dangerous thing if she hits it.
Yeah, I've been spamming so much Seraphine support lately. Like, that with Miss Fortune has been my favorite bot lane to run.
Yeah, Seraphine, Miss Fortune, anyone with a explosive ultimate uh, with Seraphine Zoe super good. I like when I'm a Seraphine support and I have Ziggs mid. They usually can combo pretty well. Something too, that's just I thought of that maybe anyone who's watching might be interested in. I always I flip people's cards over as you can do in the loading screen and like look at their masteries and stuff. But a lot of times, mastery really isn't a great indicator of a player's skill necessarily. So if you see an mastery, like a mastery 6, you shouldn't be necessarily scared, or a mastery 7. So I like to let my players know, like, don't let masteries make you start to play scared in lane. Let the first 5 minutes determine your play style, you know. I like that chroma for Gragas, by the way.
It is my favorite of all of them as well for this skin.
It's also probably my favorite Gragas skin of all of them. Good ward. We got to see where their Kindred was. I know some junglers like to ward and then back to get oracles. Do you like doing that, or?
Yeah, so actually I was intending to do that, but I realized that I went in too late to ward, and so I didn't think I was going to make the timer back.
What's the good time to back and do that by?
I think you want to have at least like 30 seconds to get back on out, and by the time I checked it, there was already 30 seconds left, so with the back timer, I'm not sure I would have made it.
Okay, yeah, timing's super important in League. Sometimes I feel like a minute feels like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think especially between like the drag spawns, that can be a lot quicker than it really seems. Kindred invaded, but got outsmited.
Oh, do you want, nah, you're good, I think.
I'm not 100% sure if they will stick around. I think I'm just gonna give up my wolves and go straight to my other buff.
So did she, grab her, red and then invade, or did?
Yeah, she went red to invade my Gromp, and she didn't get the Gromp either, so she's a little bit far behind.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, she's mid now. Yep.
Oh, good job, Zed.
That did force me to use my smite, though, and so now my clear is a little bit messed up.
Where, if you were to be playing jungle and have not been so rudely interrupted, where would you use your smite?
I typically like to use my first smite on my third camp, and then have the next one ready for when Scuttle Crab fights will go on. So this one just marked here. I'm on the opposite side of the map though, so I'm not sure if I can contest the Kindred mark there.
Do you want? I have a ward I can try to place it kind of in the river if you want the vision on it.
Yeah, that actually might be helpful because I know because Kindred died, they might be on the top side going for their blue. So I'm actually going to go for an invade here. Okay, yeah. Kindred just did the blue buff. So I'm actually going to walk straight down towards the other one. I don't think they can contest in time. They will be here, actually.
I can rotate up if you'd like, or if you want Zed to do it. I think Zed is coming, and Lux can come.
Looks like...
It looks like Zed's zoning her out.
Yeah, and getting double scuttled always feels bad as a jungler, but even more so as Kindred, especially since it's the first mark being denied.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting too. I don't know if you know the answer to this. I know I don't, or maybe anyone watching in chat. They changed that Gromp gives the health and mana rather than Scuttle now. Do you know why they did that at all?
I think after the jungle nerfs, not this past patch, but the one before that, they felt like it was a little bit too weak, and so they wanted to put a little bit more power back into some of the base camps, I think,
Okay.
grumping that. I'm gonna try to repay this Zed for helping me out there, see if Lissandra sticks around.
Okay, we got Seraphine's Flash and Varus's heal in the bot lane. And I think they're at least the Seraphine's backing. I don't know where the Varus is.
It looks like Lissandra also just took a recall, but she does have teleport.
Another a little tip that I have if you're a Caitlyn player or if you're interested in playing Caitlyn, when you're on this side of the map, you can kind of abuse the tower vision positioning with your traps and put it like just out of their vision. There's still like an outline of your trap that the enemy player can see, but if they're not observant, they'll miss it. And it's a good way to get some extra damage off under tower. It's harder to do if I were to be on the other side of the map just because of the tower positioning. You could try to place it behind, but that would require you to get closer, and sometimes you can get caught out. Okay, I'm gonna push this wave and then I'll back probably. I might be yeah, I think I'm gonna be forced to stay. It's okay, I have a cookie. Lux can back. Actually, yeah, I'll stay. I have a lot of money, so this might be risky. But Dragon's gone, okay.
Yeah, I gave up a lot of the bot side prio because I wanted to deny that next mark again. So Kindred's still sitting at 0, but we traded Drag for that. Oh, Kindred is here.
Is she... Do you think she's gonna stay?
I don't think so. Yeah, they just warded over the bush right here. I'll take 6 after this Gromp and then can look for a play bot side.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I'm on vision, so I'm gonna clear him.
Yeah, they're backing off. So if that's the case, I'm gonna push this wave and then try to get it back in just because I have so much money. Boy, isn't that something I wish I could say in real life? I have so much money. Okay, Seraphine stopped my back, so that was a bit rude of her, but a very good play by her. She's keeping me... Yeah. Okay, I got double ulted. She kept me there, and then they double ulted me, so that was a really good play by them. They,
Yeah, and
they noticed that Lux had left lane, and they took that into, or they took advantage of that.
Yone started up the Rift Herald. I don't have Smite, but if Kindred is not around, we can finish it.
Zed ignited the Seraphine. It was a bit of an unnecessary ignite, but it was, you know, it got the kill, so that's what matters.
It was a risky Rift Herald play with Yone starting that up pretty early and no vision of their jungler, so that did not go as
Mm-hmm.
well as it could have.
Alright, we're back in business, since I have items now.
Kindred traded her life for a red buff, so we will take that.
Yeah, not bad. Buff transfer.
Yeah, and snowballing the Zed is always worth it.
Yeah, especially into the team with a Varus Seraphine. Pretty easy to assassinate, unless Seraphine gets her W off. Might be harder then. Varus ulted. Seraphine still has hers.
Alrighty, I can look for a play again once I get this Grom to make sure Kindred doesn't have a chance to pick it up. We also have Drag spawning pretty soon.
Yep, I'm gonna back. Try to buy something and then I'll come straight to... I'll come straight to lane. It'll need me to push it out.
Oh, yeah, Kindred's showing mid, so we have time.
Yeah, Zed's doing very well. But their Volibear is also doing very well. Okay, they have vision in the river bush. Oops, I missed that cannon.
So Zed is giving up a lot of mid cryo here and might actually just lose a turret.
I got double ulted once again. Aw, that was an unlucky Lux ult. Kindred just made it out of there. Yeah, the CC ults are rough in the bot lane.
Oh no. I tried to keep the mid turret alive and took a little bit too much damage.
Alright, I'm gonna try to maybe kill? No. My ult wouldn't be able to do anything. I think I just need to be more aware of ult tracking. Keep track of if they will have their ults up or not. They shouldn't have their ults up right now.
In what situation would you choose to take cleanse versus heal?
I'm a big fan of not taking cleanse at all. I think it's a personal preference. In this lane, if I would have taken cleanse probably because of the double CC ults. Cleanse is really good though for a lane where not just their alt CCs. Like if Seraphine has her double up stack thing, so that means she has 2 chances to CC you in lane. So it's a really good character to get cleanse against. I'm a fan of not taking cleanse. Just personal preference. I find I'm more used to reactionary heals, and I often don't have quite the reaction time to cleanse. Forest flashed. I think Seraphine should have her ult. Zed's being chased and killed. Unfortunately, I think by the Zed having roamed for so long, he let Lissandra get ahead in gold, or at least equal in gold, so that's why she was able to catch up.
Yeah, the Zed took one room towards top side. I think it was fine during a recall timer, but then because of the Rift Herald mid, on the second roam timer bot, Lissandra was able to pick up the turret and all 5 of the plates.
We have a Pog in chat. Yeah, definitely. It's been a rough lane with Seraphine Varus double ulting, but I think when team fight phase comes, we might start winning. Just because I scale, Caitlyn scales so well, and I'll have some Zed assassinations on the Seraphine to let me be able to do the damage I need to do. Okay, I got ulted by the Lissandra. I'm going to probably build Collector next, I think. Alright. I think, yeah, okay, so we see 2 mid, and Zed is challenging Volibear bot. I think Zed, if I were able to talk to him, I'd probably tell him to back out, because it looks like the 2 that were mid are now either backing or going down there to meet him. And it looks like he's doing just that. Perfect, perfect. He's asking for assistance.
I could spend the time moving down. The one issue is this Volibear. Oh, and they're all around here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
What was the wrong idea? Good idea, wrong timing, rather. I think punishing the side lane before drag is definitely a way to secure that objective.
I'm getting chased down by the Volibear, unfortunately, and the Kindred, it seems. But I think I get away. Yeah, I get away. They won't chase into a jungle that doesn't have vision, as they should.
We'll drop Rift Herald here, I think.
I think in that situation too, for anyone watching, as the other team, I may have kept chasing me as the Caitlyn, because they had just killed everyone else on the team and they saw Yone top. So I was kind of a free kill there if they had kept chasing. That's another thing about League that is not necessarily different, but just interesting for anyone who's trying to get into it. Like with any game, there's just so many factors to consider um, in in the worth. It's kind of like what we talked about in the chat earlier: risk versus reward. I think there was very little risk if they had decided to chase me, and but the reward also wouldn't have been that great. I'm already worth not too much gold to begin with, but I'm still worth something. Um, so if I was on their team, I probably would have just gone for the quad kill and left Yone top because I knew I was alone. Lissandra's pushing top now.
And for the Yone, although that play was, I think, ultimately not worth it in gold value, given how far behind he is, taking those 2 turrets, it's probably the best that he can offer.
Exactly. Lux Zed bot lane right now. They could see this and then go Baron, but I see Seraphine bot, so I'm not sure if they'll do Baron yet. No, they're triple teaming on the bot lane. Looks like Lux Zed is gonna be in trouble. Okay, we know the Volibear's like around here somewhere. Okay, Volibear is mid. We have Varus, Seraphine bot. They're gonna get that bot lane probably. Since plates are down, I don't think they'll get the tier 2. Yeah, Zed and Lux are going there. Volibear is missing. Zed, Lux showed bot lane. They're in the wave vision, so they might try to do, or they might try to get top prio now and do the Baron, which I'm not necessarily sure we could contest at this rate. Yeah, Seraphine Varus alt combo is scary. Exactly. They did that to me in lane quite a few times. Actually, all 4 of my deaths have been to Seraphine Varus combo, which is unfortunate. It's deadly, yeah. CC's totally deadly in this game, which is why, like Coach Jesse brought up earlier, when is a situation where you would bring Cleanse? Probably in this situation would have been a good idea to get Cleanse for ADC. Alright, I healed, but it didn't go off. Or, it did go off, but it didn't do much for me. Got some kills off of that. I don't know if it was super worth it, but I guess I didn't get a shutdown. Did you get a shutdown? Ah, good job, Yone. He managed to get behind the Seraphine ulti, so he didn't get stunned by it. So that was actually a pretty good play by him. He also got a super good shutdown on her. She was worth quite a bit of money. So that's good for him. Again, Caitlyn, Yone, they're good in the beginning of the game. They're consistent all throughout, and then they scale really hard at the end. So I'm not too concerned. We may lose because of the gold difference in the other lanes, but I think we could scale it if we stuck with it. This is a dragon that we'll need to contest, though, so I'm gonna try my best to not get caught out. Zed wants to defend the top tower. I feel like we need everyone here for the dragon, though. Lissandra does quite a bit of damage.
Probably just go for a steal here.
Lissandra is really good. She knew exactly where to go. She went over the wall and then into us. That was a really good play by her. I didn't even notice the score difference. Is interesting, to say the least. I'm gonna grab Collector next. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. But that's the thing too. These types of games happen where you feel just. I really do feel outskilled by the Lissandra. She's very good, and this happens in norms a lot. And I think that's something that maybe our players might experience in their day-to-day gaming life, especially if they're norms players rather than comp players, just because norms kind of is a melting pot of different ranks. And really what you can do in this situation is learn from it. Some situations really end up where you're not going to learn anything and it's going to be torturous to keep playing. But I feel like in this situation I'm learning more about how to play against a Varus. I almost never play against a Varus, so having him in lane with me and learning that, oh, he combos well with Seraphine, that helps me know that, oh, Varus will ult first, then Seraphine will ult. That's their kind of pattern. And so next time I see a Varus Seraphine pick, I'll kind of know how to not necessarily counter it, but what to expect. And that's why, everything's a learning experience. I got ulted by the Lissandra again, but it's no big deal. I'm not worth much, and she gave me some money, so I'm not mad about it.
So the good news is that we stopped the Dragon Soul.
Mm-hmm,
The bad
exactly.
news is I don't know if we can stop the Baron.
Yeah, Baron's gonna be rough. Lissandra is dead, but I'm also dead. I don't know if they're gonna try for it right now. It might be they wait till Lissandra comes up, and by the time she's up, I'll be up as well. I'm actually gonna be up before her. I'm gonna go with anti-healing for the Varus Kindred. Okay, my ult didn't go off, so that means I have another shot at it.
I do have flash here. I can.
She flashed? That was an interesting flash by Seraphine.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure that was worth it, but a trade of money at this point, it's probably better than not.
I'm gonna try to heal up in base before they can end. I don't think they can end. In fact, I think they're backing off, which is good.
Should be able to punish you.
Yeah, something about Caitlyn that's great against AP mid laners is that usually they are going to build Zhonya's, and Caitlyn's trap completely counters Zhonya's. You can just put it right under their feet, and as soon as they come out, that's a headshot for you.
I don't think without Zed we can do the Baron.
We
Do we have the DPS?
be able to. I do a bit of damage.
Showing bot side, so I might be able to finish it.
Nice. Good Baron. Dangerous, obviously, but notice how Coach Jesse said they showed bot lane. So that was really good decision making. We knew we had some DPS, and we wouldn't be contested instantly. So again, risk versus reward. It always comes back to that. And the reward of Baron, definitely worth it for us.
I think the cost in this situation, though, is that we likely will not be in time for the drag here.
One thing that I like to say I'm not mad about is the fact that it's Cloud and not like Ocean or Infernal. I feel like a lot of League players may agree here is that Ocean and Infernal seems to be super always worth it to go for. Where on the other hand, Mountain and Cloud seem kind of team comp based. Unfortunately, we lost that team fight though, so it's looking like that's the end of the game. Yeah, when it comes to team fights, I think they have the Seraphine Lissandra advantage, especially with the type of ults that they have, and the Lissandra passive to be able to have extra DPS after they've killed someone is always scary. So that game wasn't, that game didn't go super well, but I do feel like, as someone who never plays against Varus, I now know if I see a Varus Seraphine, I'll kind of be able to maybe guess or predict their movements. So, that's something, think about it that way. That's how as a coach, I can definitely admit that I get tilted. But you always, in these types of situations where you go 3-8, which is kind of a tilting score, it's like I had so much gray screen time, but it's a good learning experience. And it's also something to VOD review too. Maybe I'll save this round and go back and watch it, see what I did wrong, see what I could do better. That's something I also tell my players. If they ever have a match where they feel lost, they think, I don't know what I did wrong, definitely go back, watch it, or maybe even reach out to someone who you know really likes VOD reviewing, and say, hey, I have this VOD, can you help me, can you watch this with me and go over it with me. Reflection is key in those types of situations. But I am going to end the stream here, so I want to do a huge shout out for Coach Jesse for joining me halfway through the stream last minute. I really appreciated it. It's too bad we couldn't have gotten the support bot because of autofill, but that's life, that happens.
But yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Of course, yeah, and if there's any last minute questions from anyone, I'll be looking at the chat right now. It doesn't seem like there's last minute questions. I'll do a few shout outs. I'll do a shout out to Bjorn TV for suggesting Kog'Maw and having that learning experience happen. I'll also do a quick shout out to Coach Drake for giving me some Cog advice. That was really helpful. Especially the advice on what to up first. How was Cog 0 to 10? That was only my first time playing him outside of an ARAM, so maybe I'd give him a solid 7. Like, he's a champion I might pick up again. He seems interesting enough for me to want to pick up again. So that's how I rate him. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. Thank you to my moderators for being here and watching the chat. I see other people, Tim who hopped into the chat, dropped us a poggy. That's always fun to see. But yeah, so I look forward to streaming for you again. It's looking like I'm going to be streaming next week. Of course, the schedule might change, but next week, Wednesday, same time. So if you like the stream and you want to come back, I'll be here. Maybe I'll have Coach Jesse or someone else hop in with me, maybe talk about communication between an ADC and a support player. I feel like that would be a really interesting and educational stream. But other than that, thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you guys.